Why can some people go days without washing their hair while others deal with oil, flakes, or hair loss after just one day? It's not just genetics, it's not your shampoo. The real reason? There's a living, dynamic ecosystem on your scalp right now, and it's controlling more than just your hair health. And once you understand how it works, your hair care routine might never be the same. You don't just have hair on your head, you have an entire living ecosystem that's quietly shaping every strand. Imagine trillions of tiny bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea living in perfect, or sometimes imperfect, harmony on your scalp, controlling everything from oiliness to hair growth, inflammation, and even hair loss. Discovering the scalp microbiome. Welcome to the world of the scalp microbiome, a microscopic universe as unique as your fingerprint. Each square centimeter of your scalp harbors millions of microorganisms, forming a complex network that interacts with your sebum glands, immune cells, hormones, and even environmental factors. For years, we treated the scalp like a dirty surface to scrub clean. Now, science reveals that our scalp is more like a living rainforest, where balance is the key to healthy hair. By the end, you'll have the tools to work with your scalp's microbes, not against them, for stronger, shinier, and healthier hair. Chapter 1. Your Scalp, a Thriving Microbial Universe. Your scalp is far more than a canvas for hair. It's a living ecosystem, home to trillions of microbes that shape everything from oil balance to immune defense. In fact, each square centimeter of your scalp can harbor up to 1.2 billion bacterial cells, alongside fungi, viruses, and even archaea, microbes more often associated with extreme environments like hot springs. Spectacular diversity. Researchers have identified over 1,000 bacterial species on the scalp, dominated by genera such as Staphylococcus, Cutibacterium, and Corynebacterium. Fungal residents are led by Malassezia, a lipid-loving yeast that makes up more than 80% of the fungal population on most scalps. Viruses and bacteriophages, viruses that infect bacteria, help regulate bacterial numbers, ensuring no one species overruns the community. Unique microbiome fingerprint. Just as your gut microbiome is unique, so is your scalp biome. Factors like genetics, age, sex, geography, and even seasonal changes influence which microbes thrive. One study found that people in tropical climates have higher levels of Malassezia, likely because the humid environment boosts sebum production, feeding the yeast. Microbial functions. These tiny tenants are not passive. They metabolize sebum into free fatty acids that help maintain a slightly acidic scalp pH, 4.5 to 5.5, which in turn inhibits pathogen growth. They create a physical barrier that blocks toxins, outcompete invaders for space and nutrients, and even communicate with your nervous system through neuroactive compounds. For example, certain Corynebacterium species produce biogenic amines that can influence local inflammation and itch. Expert tip. Think of your scalp like a cherished garden. You wouldn't sow exotic plants in poor soil and expect them to flourish. Likewise, you must cultivate the right environment, nutrient-rich, pH-balanced, stress-managed, for your microbial garden to support healthy hair. Chapter 2. Shampoo. Friend or foe to your microbes? We lather up hoping to wash away dirt and oil, but in the process, many shampoos act like a biome bulldozer, stripping essential oils and beneficial microbes. Let's break down how common shampoo ingredients can disrupt or support your scalp's ecosystem. Surfactants and their impact. Sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, and sodium lauryl sulfate, SLES. Highly effective at degl-enzing, but they dissolve not only excess sebum, but also the lipid layer that nurtures commensal microbes. Repeated SLS-SLES use leads to a rebound sebum surge as glands overcompensate, creating the very oiliness you're trying to eliminate. Amphoteric surfactants. Milder alternatives that gently lift oil while preserving more of the natural lipid barrier. pH matters. A healthy scalp thrives at pH 4.5 to 5.5. Most conventional shampoos are alkaline, pH 7 to 9, which weakens the acid mantle, the protective, slightly acidic film that preserves barrier integrity and microbial balance. Alkaline shifts favor pathogenic strains like Malassezia, leading to dandruff and inflammation. Chelators and preservatives. EDA and similar chelating agents bind metal ions to improve foam and stability, but they can also strip minerals that beneficial microbes require. Parabens and isothiazolinones control microbial growth in the bottle, yet may alter your scalp's microbial community when used excessively. Microbiome-friendly innovations. Prebiotic cleansers contain ingredients like inulin or beta-glucans that selectively feed beneficial bacteria. Postbiotic serums deliver microbial metabolites, lipoic acid, short-chain fatty acids, that calm inflammation and reinforce barrier function. pH-balanced formulas, 4.5 to 5.5, maintain the acid mantle, preventing dysbiosis. Expert tip: rotate between a gentle, microbiome-friendly shampoo and a deeper cleanse only once or twice a week. This approach prevents microbial starvation while addressing occasional product buildup or sweat. Chapter 3. Dysbiosis. When balance collapses. When the scales tip in favor of pathogens, the result is dysbiosis, a microbial civil war that manifests as flaking, itching, inflammation, and even hair thinning. Key pathogenic players: Malassezia globosa and M. restricta. Overgrowth of these yeasts is strongly linked to seborrheic dermatitis. They digest sebum triglycerides into irritating free fatty acids that trigger an immune response, leading to flaking and itching. Staphylococcus aureus. When this bacterium dominates, it releases enterotoxins that provoke follicular inflammation, potentially leading to folliculitis and miniaturization of hair follicles. Triggers of dysbiosis. Overwashing strips. Protective microbes faster than they can recolonize. Harsh surfactants decimate both good and bad species indiscriminately. Antibiotics, whether systemic or in acne treatments, cause collateral damage to commensal flora. Stress elevates cortisol, altering sebum composition and suppressing immune surveillance, paving the way for opportunistic pathogens. Dietary imbalances, high sugar, low fiber, shift gut-skin crosstalk, increasing systemic inflammation and sebum changes. Pathophysiology of inflammation. Dysbiosis triggers keratinocytes in the scalp to release pro-inflammatory cytokines, IL-1-alpha, TNF-alpha, recruiting Langerhans cells and T cells. Chronic inflammation damages the dermal papilla, leading to reduced hair growth signals and eventual follicle shrinkage. Restoring balance. Wash 2 to 3 times per week with microbiome-safe cleansers. Use sulfate-free, pH-balanced products enriched with prebiotics and postbiotics. Incorporate topical probiotics, live or inactivated beneficial strains that compete with pathogens for adhesion sites. Manage stress through meditation, exercise, and adequate sleep to normalize cortisol levels. Optimize diet. Boost fiber, omega-3s, and antioxidants. Minimize refined sugars and alcohol. Expert tip: if you suspect chronic dysbiosis, persistent flaking, itching, or thinning, consult a dermatologist for microbiome profiling. Personalized treatment plans, antifungals, topical probiotics, can target specific imbalances. Chapter 4. Your scalp's immune conversation. Beneath every hair follicle lies a sophisticated skin immune axis, where microbial signals educate and regulate immune cells. Keratinocytes, the predominant skin cells, release antimicrobial peptides, AMPs, like beta-defensins and cathelicidins in response to microbial metabolites. These AMPs act as chemical sentinels, suppressing pathogens while allowing commensal species to flourish. We've journeyed through your scalp's microbial metropolis, uncovering how immune, crosstalk, diet, stress, aging, and cutting-edge science converge to shape hair health. The headline is clear: your scalp isn't dirty, it's alive, and its well-being hinges on balance, nurture, and precision care. Final expert recommendations: use pH-balanced, microbiome-safe products, 4.5 to 5.5. Avoid harsh surfactants and overwashing. Limit shampooing to 2 to 3 times weekly. Nourish from within. Low glycemic diets, omega-3s, fiber, fermented foods. Manage stress to stabilize cortisol and sebum composition. Adapt your routine with age, focusing on hydration and barrier support. Embrace personalized solutions as microbiome testing and AI-driven formulas become available. When you collaborate with your scalp's microbes, rather than attacking them, you unlock resilient, vibrant hair and a healthy, comfortable scalp for life. If this blew your mind, hit the like button and subscribe. We explore the science behind everyday life every week. And tell me in the comments, what's the one thing you're going to change in your routine after learning this?